But we begin this hour with breaking news from Ottawa and developments in the Senate expense scandal. As we mentioned, the RCMP has begun a criminal probe into the check written by the Prime Minister's former Chief of Staff, Nigel Wright, to Senator Mike Duffy. The CBC's Rosemary Martin is tracking all developments on this quickly changing story and joins us now with more. So this is obviously a significant development, Rosemary. If the RCMP is treating this as a possible criminal matter, what does it mean?
Well, it means that you're quite right, that this is serious and that this story has taken on a whole new turn. We knew that there were independent investigations that had started by the Ethics Commissioner, namely. The Ethics Commissioner told us just a couple of hours ago, an hour ago, that she was suspending her review into the very particular issue of the Prime Minister's former Chief of Staff, Nigel Wright, giving $90,000 to Senator Mike Duffy. She was suspending her investigation because we learned just moments later that the RCMP had started what they say is a criminal investigation into these very particular allegations. Just a reminder of what happened, what that check meant. The payment Mike Duffy made to the Senate, paying back his inappropriate housing expenses, came in April. It was in May that the Prime Minister's office, mid-May, the Prime Minister's office confirmed that that money, in fact, came from a personal check from Nigel Wright to Senator Mike Duffy. It was on May 19th, some 4 days later, that Nigel Wright resigned as Chief of Staff for the Prime Minister. But the check in itself had, as a result, that Mike Duffy, Senator Mike Duffy, did not have to cooperate with auditors who were looking into his inappropriate housing and living expenses. And lots of people, including opposition members, believe that that had the effect of getting him off the hook for what would have been perhaps a very critical look into how he was using taxpayers' money. So the RCMP now looking at that very specific act from Nigel Wright, giving the $90,000 to Mike Duffy.
And another development today related to the Senate spending scandal, Rosie, as a Senate committee tries to ratchet up the pressure on paying back some of the money that is owed, some pretty sharp notes going out to a couple of senators. What's the story there?
That's right. The Senate Internal Economy Committee, the Senate Expense Committee that looks after this, has sent 2 letters out to Senator Brazeau saying you've got 30 days to pay back more than $48,000. Another letter has gone out to Senator Mac Harb, a former Liberal senator, saying you have 30 days to pay back $51,000. However, we've had a look at the Harb letter, and Senator Harb's letter from the committee also says that he can choose to pay back this more than $230,000, that the number the committee came up with in inappropriate claimed expenses yesterday, and avoid a further detailed audit into your books that would go back some 8 years, essentially saying to Senator Harb, pay back all this money or else it could get much worse for you. I should also tell you, Nancy, that the committee did get a timeline from the Deloitte auditors on when we are expecting the audit around Senator Pamela Wallin's travel expenses. That will come sometime after late July, they tell us now. So that is really the other part of the story we're keeping a watch on as well.
Okay, lots to keep track of, and we'll stay on it. Thanks, Rosie.
You're welcome.